Man, what a game.
Seriously.
With that snow coming down, the crowd going wild.
Yeah.
The Eagles pulled off a 28-22 victory over the Rams to clinch their spot in the NFC Championship.
Incredible.
This is the second trip in 3 seasons.
I know.
They're building something special in Philly.
For sure.
And speaking of special games, Saquon Barkley was absolutely unstoppable.
Oh, he was the key.
205 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He was a one-man show out there.
He really was the key to victory, wasn't he? Those touchdown runs, especially that 62-yarder, were just beautiful.
They were.
The Rams just couldn't contain him.
It seemed like every time he touched the ball, he was breaking tackles and making defenders miss.
Every time.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this deep dive.
Absolutely.
Back to Barkley. I loved his celebrations too. The helmets, the arm flaps, and then the slide, eagle slide right there in the snow.
Genius.
Pure genius. For those of you who might not know, slide, eagle, slide is a popular chant among Eagles fans. So Barkley was definitely playing to the crowd.
Oh, yeah. And he backed it up with his performance.
He did.
It wasn't just raw talent on display. Barkley showed incredible vision and patience waiting for his blocks to develop before hitting the hole with explosiveness.
Yeah.
The Rams' defensive line is no joke, but Barkley made them look ordinary.
It's amazing how he manages to stay so elusive even in those snowy conditions. Speaking of impressive performances, we can't forget about Jalen Hurts' 44-yard touchdown run, the longest of his career.
Oh, man.
He looked like a completely different player out there.
He was a remarkable display of athleticism, especially considering he was playing with a knee brace and coming off a concussion from a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But that's what makes Hurts so dangerous, his ability to extend plays with his legs.
He did take a beating, though, getting sacked 7 times.
He did.
The Rams' defensive line was relentless, particularly Aaron Donald. They really seemed to zero in on Hurts in the second half, especially after that knee brace went on.
Yeah, you're right. The Rams made some key adjustments defensively, bringing more pressure and disguising their blitzes.
Yeah.
The Eagles' offensive line struggled at times to pick up those blitzes, which put a lot of pressure on Hurts.
It makes this win even more impressive, considering the adversity they faced.
I agree.
This wasn't just a one-off performance against the Rams either.
Right.
Think back to that November game in L.A. The Eagles won that one too, and guess who had 2 big touchdown runs? Saquon Barkley again. There's definitely a pattern emerging here.
Absolutely. The Eagles seem to have the Rams' number strategically speaking. Their offensive scheme, with its emphasis on the run game and play action, seems to exploit certain weaknesses in the Rams' defense.
It'll be interesting to see how they adapt in future matchups.
For sure.
Now, we can't talk about this game without addressing the Jalen Hurts situation.
Oh, yeah.
This Rams rookie linebacker had some choice words for Eagles fans leading up to the game, creating a bit of a sideshow.
He definitely added fuel to the fire, calling out the Philadelphia fan base and embracing the villain role.
He did.
And of course, Barkley had to get in on the action-trolling verse with his celebration after that 62-yard touchdown.
It was pretty entertaining to watch, even if it took away from the overall focus on the game itself.
Yeah, it was a reminder that these games are more than just strategic battles. There's a human element with rivalries and emotions running high.
For sure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Eagles got the last laugh, and now they're moving on to face the Commanders in the NFC Championship game right here at Lincoln Financial Field. This is their 5th time hosting the NFC Championship game since the stadium opened in 2003, which says a lot about their recent success.
The atmosphere is going to be electric. Eagles fans are some of the most passionate in the league, and they'll be ready to create a home field advantage that's hard to overcome.
This is going to be a massive game for the city of Philadelphia.
Huge.
The Eagles are just 1 win away from the Super Bowl. Can you imagine the energy in this city if they pull it off?
It would be incredible. This team has the potential to do something truly special, and they're just getting started.
I can't wait.
Me neither. Yeah, the energy is definitely building here in Philadelphia. You can just feel the excitement in the air. Everyone's buzzing about the upcoming NFC Championship game.
I bet.
The Commanders are a formidable opponent.
For sure.
They've had a stellar season.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are playing at a different level right now.
And they're going to have that home field advantage, which is huge in a game like this.
You're right.
Lincoln Financial Field is going to be rocking, and that noise can be a real factor, especially for a young quarterback like the Commanders have.
Absolutely. It can disrupt their communication, force them to make mistakes. But the Commanders have shown they can handle the pressure. They've won some tough road games this season.
They have?
Their quarterback has been incredibly poised and efficient, making smart decisions and spreading the ball around.
Their defense is no slouch either.
Yeah.
They've got a strong defensive line that can generate pressure, and their secondary is very disciplined.
For sure.
The Eagles' offense will need to be firing on all cylinders to put up points against this unit.
It's going to be a fascinating chess match between these two coaching staff. The Eagles will likely try to establish the run early with Saquon Barkley, set up the play-action pass, and control the tempo.
Sounds right.
The Commanders, on the other hand, might look to attack the Eagles' secondary with their quick passing game and try to keep Hurts off balance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the special teams battlefield position is always crucial in playoff games, and a big return or a blocked kick could swing the momentum in a heartbeat.
You're right. Special teams can often be the unsung hero in these tight playoff matchups. It's going to come down to execution, limiting mistakes, and capitalizing on opportunities. Whoever can win the turnover battle and make the key plays in crunch time will likely come out on top.
The Eagles have shown a knack for making those key plays this season. They've got a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball, guys who can step up and deliver when it matters most.
Barkley is obviously a game changer, but let's not forget about the supporting cast. The Eagles have a strong receiving core that can stretch the field, and their tight ends are dangerous weapons in the red zone. Plus, Hurts has shown that he can make plays with both his arm and his legs when the game is on the line.
He's really matured as a quarterback this season, hasn't he? He's not just relying on his athleticism anymore. He's reading defenses, making quick decisions, and delivering accurate throws.
His development has been remarkable. He's become a true dual-threat quarterback, and that makes the Eagles' offense so difficult to defend. The Commanders will need to find a way to contain him both in the pocket and when he scrambles outside.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Commanders' defensive coordinator schemes against Hurts.
Right.
Do they try to spy him with a linebacker, or do they rely on their defensive line to keep him contained? Either way, it's going to be a challenge.
Absolutely. Hurts presents a unique set of challenges for opposing defenses. He's got the speed to outrun defenders, the strength to break tackles, and the arm talent to make throws downfield.
Yeah.
And he's playing with a lot of confidence right now, which is contagious. You can see it in the way the entire Eagles offense is performing.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing with swagger, with a belief that they can score on anyone.
That confidence is crucial in the playoffs.
It is.
When you believe in yourself and your teammates, you're more likely to take risks, make big plays, and overcome adversity.
For sure.
The Eagles seem to have that belief right now, and that makes them a dangerous team.
They are.
This game could come down to the trenches.
It could.
If the Eagles' offensive line can protect Hurts and open up running lanes for Barkley, they'll be in good shape.
Right.
But if the Commanders' defensive line can dominate the line of scrimmage and disrupt the Eagles' rhythm, it could be a long day for the home team.
The battle in the trenches is always critical, especially in a playoff game. It's about physicality, technique, and a will to win. The team that can control the line of scrimmage will control the game.
And let's not forget about the coaching matchup.
No.
The Eagles head coach has a proven track record of success in the playoffs.
He does.
He knows how to prepare his team for these big moments. The Commanders coach, on the other hand, is relatively inexperienced in the postseason, but he's shown a lot of promise.
This is where experience can be a real advantage.
Yeah.
The Eagles coach has been here before. He knows what it takes to win in the playoffs. He's got a calm demeanor. He doesn't panic under pressure, and he's got the respect of his players.
For sure.
The Commanders coach will need to match that level of intensity and leadership.
It's going to be a fascinating battle of wits between these two coaches.
I think so.
They'll both have their game plans, their adjustments, their motivational speeches.
But in the end, it's up to the players to execute, to make the plays, to leave it all out on the field.
This is why we love the NFL playoff. The intensity, the drama, the unpredictability, it's all on the line, and anything can happen.
Absolutely. Every play matters. Every possession is a battle. Every game could be your last. That's what makes it so thrilling.
And you can bet that the Eagles are going to be ready for the challenge they're playing, for their city, their fans, their legacy.
They're one win away from the Super Bowl, and they're going to leave everything they have on that field to try to get there.
It's going to be an epic showdown, a battle for the ages.
Get your popcorn ready, folks, because this is going to be one for the books.
All right. We've broken down the matchups, analyzed the strategies, and now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to come out on top in this NFC Championship showdown?
It's a tough call. Both teams have the potential to win this game.
Yeah.
The Commanders have been a model of consistency all season. Their defense is incredibly stingy, and their offense, while not flashy, is incredibly efficient.
But I think the Eagles have a certain X factor, a swagger, a confidence that you can't teach. They've overcome adversity this season. They've rallied around each other, and they're playing with a level of passion and intensity that's hard to match.
You're right. There's a palpable energy surrounding this Eagles team, a sense of destiny almost. But the Commanders are no pushovers. They've got a quiet confidence of their own, a belief that they belong on this stage. They might not have the same level of height, but they're just as determined to win.
It's going to come down to execution, who can make the fewest mistakes, who can capitalize on opportunities, who can make the big plays when it matters most. And that's where I think the Eagles have a slight edge.
I agree. The Eagles have a knack for making those game-changing plays. They've got playmakers on both sides of the ball, guys who can turn the tide in an instant. Barkley's the obvious one, but Hurts has shown that he can be just as explosive both as a runner and a passer.
And let's not forget about the Eagles' home field advantage.
Yeah.
Lincoln Financial Field is going to be rocking. Yeah. And that noise can be a real factor, especially in a close game. It can rattle opposing quarterbacks, disrupt communication, and give the Eagles a psychological edge.
The Commanders will need to stay composed, avoid costly penalties, and execute their game plan flawlessly if they want to silence that crowd.
Yeah.
It's a tall order, but they've shown that they can handle pressure and rise to the occasion.
It's going to be a battle of wills, a clash of styles, a test of character.
Yes.
The Eagles with their explosive offense and relentless defense versus the Commanders with their disciplined approach and unwavering determination.
This is what makes playoff football so captivating. The high stakes, the intensity, the unpredictability. It's a single elimination tournament, winner takes all, and that brings out the best in these athletes.
And it brings out the best in the fans, too. The passion, the energy, the camaraderie, it's all part of the playoff experience. It's about more than just the game itself. It's about a shared sense of community, a collective hope for victory.
And regardless of the outcome, both these teams have already achieved something special. They've made it to the NFC Championship game, they've battled their way through adversity, and they've represented their cities and their fans with pride.
This game is a celebration of their hard work, their dedication, and their love for the game. It's a chance to create memories that will last a lifetime, to etch their names in the annals of NFL history.
So let's savor this moment, appreciate the talent on display, and enjoy the spectacle of playoff football at its finest.
And let's hope for a game that lives up to the hype, a game that leaves us on the edge of our seats, a game that we'll be talking about for years to come.
Because that's what it's all about, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, the unforgettable moments that make sports so compelling.
We'll be back after the game to break down all the action, analyze the key plays, and discuss the implications for the future.
Until then, let the anticipation build, let the excitement flow, and let the games begin.